episode 3. It's been over a month since I last posted. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's been a month since I last done like a episode, and we're going to be talking about that. Definitely going to be talking about that. Today we're going to be just playing some Rocket League while I do this episode. I don't know. It's kind of all I have to say to open this episode. So first, let's talk about why I have been gone for over a month. Well, if you guys don't know, I am currently in school, so when I started the DM11 podcast, I was still on summer break, but now I'm gonna abandon this match real quickly. I'm gonna start a party chat. You guys aren't gonna be able to see the screen for a second, but I'm gonna start this party chat so no one is just like hearing me. Because I really don't want just the random Rocket League players hearing me. Okay, we are back. So, yeah, let's talk about why I've been gone. So, when I started the podcast, it was at the end of summer, like summer break, and I was intending on doing like a new episode. I wanted to do multiple a week, like 2 or 3 a week, but that didn't happen, and let's just say school, like the past month, I've just been focused on school, so that's kind of why, like, no new episodes have been out. I've been trying to make a new one. I scrapped an idea. The original idea for episode 3 was going to be discussing basketball, which that episode will happen. It's just getting postponed to later. I don't know how. It's going to be a little while till I do the basketball one, but expect that one eventually to happen. It's going to be me just talking about like the NBA and all the teams, their the current, well, the 22-23 NBA season, and then discussing the season that's going to be coming up in a couple of months, October. But yeah, basically, so I started school, I think like August 2nd, and I haven't streamed or did a episode since it was late July, but I didn't do no episodes in August, and now it's September 4th, so I am finally getting back to doing this, and I'm going to try to do 1 episode per week. Maybe sometimes you might get 2 episodes a week, but I'm going to try to at least do 1 each week. But yeah. And there's not really going to be any specific like day or time, because it's just I have like an odd schedule, and being in school, no episodes are going to be happening like anywhere from 8 o'clock to pretty easy. But yeah, so far, month of school, first month, so far it's been pretty good, I guess. And only thing I will say is my school is like the hottest building in the whole state of Illinois. It's pretty bad. It's better now, but when we first went there, we had no air conditioning. Then they like fixed it. Oh, good. That was a close one. There was no air conditioning when we got back, and so last year there was no air conditioning at the end of the school year, and I thought, well, they should fix it during summer, but they did not fix it, which isn't too surprising, I guess, because my school is not that good. But it stopped working at the end of the year, and then we got back, it wasn't working. Then they fixed it. They fixed it like on Friday. We went back on a Thursday, so it felt actually decent on Friday. But then someone decided to turn off the air conditioning like for the weekend while we were gone, and that just ended up messing up everything because we ended up like when we got back on Monday, it was completely like gone, and it was super hot in the building. Everything, like my English room, that was so hot. It was like 85 degrees in there, and it feels a lot worse being inside like a building that feels that than like outside. So it was just bad. All the rooms were pretty bad. Like the whole school just sucked. It felt terrible in there, and for like the first 2 weeks it was just terrible. Then they got like someone to fix it, and for the most part it feels better. I don't know about like, not every room feels perfect, but some of the rooms, like, they feel better than they did before. That's for sure. Now some rooms are still definitely like hot, but they feel better than 85 degrees hot. These are good. But yeah, that's kind of the main thing that's been happening with school. Last year I did not eat like in the cafeteria because my school had a renovation happening with the cafeteria. They had us eat in like a gym. With that, nope. I could have, but I haven't played this game in months. Maybe almost. Last time I played this game was probably March, but basically they had this whole renovation happening with the cafeteria, and it kind of started at like kind of the start of my second year at my high school, and so we had to eat in like a gym, it was okay, but I preferred being in the like original cafeteria. And then I ended up going into like my teacher's room, well, one of my teacher's rooms, and that's where I ended up eating lunch and we watched movies in there. But that was kind of all I did for sophomore year. I was mainly in my teacher's room and we watched movies, but yeah, they scored. So the cafeteria, we couldn't go in there until probably I think fourth quarter, maybe third quarter. I can't completely remember, but I didn't end up going back, and I didn't have really any friends in that. Like, I had like freshman lunch, and I was a sophomore, so most of my friends weren't in that like lunch, so I kind of just went to my teacher's like room, and yeah, it's kind of how that went for sophomore year. But now this year, junior year, I have went back to the lunchroom, and they like, it looks a lot different from what it looked like freshman year. But yeah, it's interesting. It's not really, I don't know. It's a lot different from being in a classroom where you just have, oh good, where you just have a teacher and then like 1-2 other students, to now being in like a room with over like 300, 400 people. It's a lot different, a lot louder, definitely, but I'm getting used to it, so I don't know, I'm fine. And for like my classes overall, I'm doing pretty good. Only thing I'm struggling a little bit with, Algebra 2, not really fun, but it's my last year of math, so that's good. Yeah, so that's kind of just been my first month at school. It's been fine, but yeah. Oh, and then I guess I will say one more thing. So I think it was 2 weeks ago, my school, it was like super hot. You guys probably heard about like how hot it was. Like people were getting, that sucked. People were, I think, dying from how hot it was if you were outside too long. Not like too many people, but there's a couple of cases of it. But it was so hot, and I was surprised. My school, they had it where we got out early at 1:30 instead of our normal time, which is 3:18. Yeah, odd time, but yeah, we got out 1:30 for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday was a half day, so we got out like 11:19. But so we went there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday school got called off because it was too hot. Ooh, that was nice. Good. But yeah, so Thursday we were out of school, so that was nice because it was too hot that day to go. And then Friday was a half day, not bad. And then now today's Monday, and technically should be a school day, but because it's Labor Day, we don't have to go. So yeah, like we have today off, so that's good. I don't know if we're gonna have any days off for the rest of September and half days. Hopefully, at least a half day would be nice. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about school. Now let's get into the next topic. SpongeBob. Yes, this is gonna be interesting. So, SpongeBob is really, I really don't have to say anything about SpongeBob. You know, it's Nickelodeon's biggest show. It's been running for over 20 years. It's just a very popular cartoon show. Who knows honestly how long it's gonna be running, but I decided to rewatch SpongeBob, so I started the first season, and I think I've watched about 8 episodes, and each episode is like 24 minutes long, and basically it includes like, so SpongeBob has like segments, so a 24-minute episode is basically 2 episodes. So it's similar to like a regular show, where the episodes were 11-minute long episodes. That's basically how long of a segment a SpongeBob episode is. So yeah, technically when you watch one episode, it's 2 episodes. But so I decided to rewatch that. I own like the first few seasons on DVD, but I'm just watching this on Amazon Prime right now. I'll probably watch like the rest of it on Paramount, because Paramount has like the whole show on there, while Amazon Prime you get the first 6 seasons for free, but then like season 7 to 13 on is you have to buy, which I'm not going to do that. That was so close. But basically, I decided to rewatch it, and first season's pretty good. It's a classic. The first 3 seasons are classics. Everybody knows that as the peak of SpongeBob. Now, I will say seasons 4 and 5 are also pretty good. Not as good as seasons 1 through 3, but there's still some pretty good stuff in those seasons. Now, I'm gonna have to rewatch. I'm rewatching like the whole show, I think, and I think I will try to watch like the newer seasons as well. So that will be interesting, because some of the stuff I have not seen, but I know some of the stuff. There's probably some season 6 stuff that I do like, because I can't remember everything. Like, I remember watching it when it was on Nickelodeon, and I remember like a new episode come out, and then like the reruns of episodes. So some of the stuff I will remember, but I don't know. Oh, that's going in. It will get to a point where I do not remember the stuff, so that's when I know that I got to the point where I didn't watch this stuff. But basically, that was a crazy goal. Basically, I'm just gonna try to rewatch like the whole. Oh my god. No. That was really close. But so I'll watch the first 3 seasons, then the movie, then like the other like seasons after that, then the second movie. Which I do like the second movie. It's not as good as the first, but I thought it was pretty decent. Now I have not seen the third one, and I am not excited to watch that one. But I will watch it with my whole rewatch of the show, which will be pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't know. And after like rewatching the show, it made me think of like some of my old SpongeBob toys I had when I was young, because I had like some SpongeBob toys. I had this really cool. It was SpongeBob's like bedroom, and so it had his bed. It had Gary's like food bowl. I think it might have had his alarm too. Might not have, but basically you could push the bed, and it would like shoot SpongeBob out of his like bed, and it would go into the doorway where it had a calendar. It was like in one episode where there's a calendar in his room. But basically, I had that toy. It came with SpongeBob in his underwear, because that's how he sleeps. But that was a pretty cool one. And then I remember having, it was like a part of the Krusty Krab. It had Squidward's like area where he sits, stands and takes orders at the cash register, and it had the like fry cook area where SpongeBob, the kitchen area where SpongeBob cooks. And I remember having like these Krabby Patties that you could, that was so close. These Krabby Patties, they would like shoot out of the thing. They came with SpongeBob. I think he probably had his spatula. But yeah, that was some like toys I had. Thank you for exploring for me. But that was some of the cool like SpongeBob toys I remember having. I do still have them, I just don't know where they are. But I was looking up on eBay, and those things go, seeing some go for like 50 to 100. So it's pretty cool. Still sealed. But yeah, and those things are like over 10 years old now. It was kind of hard to find though, because when I looked up SpongeBob like toys, it was showing like the mean popsicle toys that they made, and then like the mean toys they made in like 2019, where they had like Imagination, Handsome Squidward, stuff like that. SpongeGar. But yeah, it's just interesting, and I'm excited to get through this. It's not gonna be my main focus though. It's gonna be a show where I can watch, maybe take a break like a month, and then get back into watching again. It's not like a show where you have to really watch the whole thing like back and like binge the whole series, because the episodes don't really go to like, there's not too much of a continuity with SpongeBob, so that's good about that. Now when you got like Ninja Turtles, you kinda have to watch the whole show. Like, you can't take a month-long break or you're gonna restart. But yeah, that's kind of that. I think that's basically all I have to say about SpongeBob. I am excited to get through the first 3 seasons and the movie, and then excited to see like what's next after that. Like, season 4 and 5 have some good stuff, and you see how the show goes, because I know there is a decline. Next I want to talk about, yesterday I rewatched all of Obi-Wan Kenobi, so 6 episodes, about like 5 hours long. Yeah, the next episode is going to be a focus on Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show, so you just messed that up, idiot. I don't really want to talk about too much of that, but I rewatched it, and overall, I'd say it's a good show. It's not perfect. There are some like things I would change about it. My main thing I will discuss about in this one is, which I will discuss more in like the next episode, which is going to be focused on the Obi-Wan show. I think they should have de-aged Obi-Wan and Anakin in the flashback scene, and I think they should do maybe a little bit of some changes to the Grand Inquisitor and how he looks in that show. That's all I'm going to discuss in this little portion of it, but stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to be focused on that. I also want to talk about how I want to do an episode, or even just like a video on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I want to do, I think it might have been on my like movie channel. I want to do an episode, like, or just a video on that, but I never ended up making it, and now it's been like over a month since I've watched that movie, so I'm going to wait till it comes out on Disney Plus, and I will buy that movie on Blu-ray, DVD, 4K, whatever. Honestly, probably will buy it on all of them, because I collect the Indiana movies. But yeah, so I probably will have a video on that eventually once it's out on Disney / Blu-ray and all that. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about Obi-Wan. Stay tuned for the next episode. That's what will be the main topic. Now let's get into something that not all of you guys are going to know about, but it's something that I collect. So I collect Star Wars action figures. I collect so Hasbro's like the main one who makes them. So I collect the vintage collection, the Black Series, and then the retro collection. That's their like 3 main like lines of toys. So you got the Black Series, probably technically the most iconic, I guess. It's what most people will know. It came out in like 2013, and basically it's a line of 6-inch figures that are supposed to be based on Star Wars. So yeah, I think currently the Black Series is probably at its best it's ever been. When they first started out, some of them had like some rough face designs, but now they're getting a lot better. They still struggle a little bit on Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford's likeness, but They're getting better. Carrie Fisher they got down. That's perfect. It looks just like her. Next, you got the Vintage Collection, which has been going since 2010. Now, it went from 2010 to like 2012. Once Disney bought Star Wars, the Vintage Collection got like, they ended it. And so then after that, the Vintage Collection was gone from like 2013 to 2016. And then it came back in, I think 2017, maybe 2018. And basically the first like wave, a lot of it was just, they repacked some old Black Series 3.75 inch figures because, yeah, the Vintage Collection, you got the Black Series, they're 6 inch, Vintage Collection 3.75, which is like Star Wars original toys size. So basically, that was the two like main like lines. Vintage Collection was the main line from 2010 to 2012. Then you had Black Series, and Black Series had their 6 inch ones, but then they also had a 3.75 inch ones, and I think those were Walmart exclusives. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure they were. But then they ended that, and then they just brought back the Vintage Collection. The Vintage Collection has been going like strong ever since then. And basically, Hasbro has this thing called like Hasbro Pulse. It's like their app where you can buy stuff on, and they have this like crowdfunding type thing where you can. So the first one was the Katana, which is Jabba's sail barge. That's the biggest Star Wars ship like ever made into a toy, and it was 500, which it was worth it. It was really big. I didn't get it, but someday I will. I'll track it down someday. I think it goes for 800 to 1,000. Well, no, actually it goes to over 1,000 now, which sucks, but I someday will get it. That's a grail of mine, and I will get it someday. It's really big. It has like, it's just an awesome vehicle toy. It's awesome. But that was the first one that funded, and it did really well. Then they did the Razor Crest, which was like 350, I think, and that was Mando's ship, which got destroyed in season 2, and that ship ended up getting, so when they had the whole like fund, it got destroyed like right after people got their like Razor Crest ordered, and they had to wait like a whole year for it to get shipped to them. So people, when they got the ship, it was destroyed from the show, which is kind of sad, but it is a cool ship. That one is another one that I'd like to eventually get, but I'll wait on that. Like, that one's not as expensive as the sail barge, and I'm fine waiting on that one as well. That one's not as much of a grail, but I do want that one as well. But next we got the third HasLab that they did, and this one is the Ghost, and it is expensive. It's 500, which, yeah, sucks. It does suck. Wish it was like 400 even. But it is from a show that I really like, Star Wars Rebels, which I just watched the whole show last month, or not last month. I watched the whole show July, August, around that time, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time, honestly. So it does suck that I will not be getting that, but someday I will buy that. That is up there with the sail barge for me, trying to get it. So I am going to have to pay overpriced for it. I won't be able to get it for retail price, which sucks, but eventually I will get it. And hopefully, I think Kanan is about to get backed. They have to reach 14,000 buyers to unlock Kanan, which that's probably my most wanted figure from that whole Ghost set, which, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's the first time they're making it. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say on that. I also am going to mention the retro collection, which is basically it's stylized like the Kenner figures from the 70s and 80s, where they have 5 points of articulation, and they kind of just look like the retro toys, but they do like re-releases of like original toys. They're called like retros, I guess. And then you've got like original retro collection figures where they base them off of like Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka. I think they're doing a Book of Boba Fett wave. If you want to get an Andor wave as well, that'd be nice. Andor, really good show. I'm gonna have to probably do a episode on that show as well after we watch it though. But that's a really good show. Next up we've got NECA's Sewer Lair, yeah, diorama like thing, set. Basically, they're doing it like in 3 pieces, and the first set's 300. I am really interested in that. I know it's expensive, but that original Ninja Turtles cartoon means a lot to me. And I am pretty interested in it, honestly. There is only one more day to get it, so we'll see if I get it. I have to think about it. And they also have the accessory set. The accessory set, I think, is probably up for sure, because that set's really awesome. But yeah, that's all I'm going to really talk about that as well. Now, let me discuss. One second. Good. Yeah, let me discuss like the episodes, like my schedule. So I'm gonna try to do one episode a week. So I should be able to do that, and maybe sometimes have 3 episodes a week, but I doubt 3. If 2 happens, that's going to be a pretty good week, because usually it's going to be 1, but once in a while 2. Now I want to discuss like the episode type, so this episode and the first episode are similar, how there's multiple topics. But then there's going to be episodes like the Ninja Turtles episode where it's just totally focused on one specific topic. So stay tuned for those, and there's going to be probably other type of episodes. So you got to hear this episode like this where I'm talking about multiple things. You've got your whole soul-focused episodes on Ninja Turtles. Gonna be some show specific episodes, Star Wars, Marvel type stuff. It's gonna be about music, it's gonna be about video games, so just stay tuned. I do need to discuss Utopia, because when I did my first episode, it was right when Utopia came out. Now I've listened to it a lot more, and I like it a lot more than when I first listened to it, I think. Well, but I do have to do a discussion on Utopia after this happened. But yeah, that was basically all I have to say. Stay tuned for episode 4, which will be Obi-Wan Kenobi, the TV show. But yeah, that's basically it. Leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for episode 4. Bye.